Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So today I'm going to be bringing you my January favorites. And I know it feels like I've done a lot of favorites videos recently, but I really love favorites videos. I love watching them, I love filming them, so you guys seem to like them too, so I'm just gonna keep sharing them with you. And I really do have a lot of favorites that I have accumulated recently that really haven't been favorites long enough to make them into my yearly favorites video, but they are products that I really am loving and want to make sure to shout out. So that's gonna be the bulk of this video. And before I jump right in, two things. One, if you hear the wind, it is super windy outside today. And two, I don't know how I feel about the color on the sweater. I've never known how I felt about it since the day I've owned it, which I've owned this, oh my gosh, I think I've owned this sweater for 9 years because I got it my freshman year of undergrad. Yeah, that's a little terrifying. But it's a super warm sweater and it is freezing cold in New England today. It is about 3 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so it is below freezing, and the wind is blowing like crazy, which is making it about -20 Fahrenheit with wind chill. So it is really cold and the sweater is really warm. So even if it looks a little silly, you know, it's keeping me warm. Our apartment is not super well insulated, so we kind of compensate by wearing a lot of clothes around the house, so that's kind of what's going on. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right in. The first product I'm gonna mention is actually one that is great for this kind of weather. I got this in the January Petit Boar box, and I got my January Petit Boar box pretty early in January, so I've been trying this out for a while. It's a sample of the Le Prunier Plum Face Oil, and it's a sample, and I've, you know, used some of it and I've got a fair amount still left, but I really have been loving this face oil. I do have oily skin, but it's winter and my skin gets a little dry during the winter, and this oil has just been working really, really well on my skin. It just absorbs in. It's thicker and more viscous than the one from Bristol and Sussex. That one is super hydrating but really light. This one's just a little bit thicker, but it still absorbs in very well and it doesn't leave my skin feeling oily or greasy. And my skin when I wake up in the morning is really soft. It feels nice. It's also not breaking me out either. So it's just really working well with my skin. The first time I used it, I was like, wow, this is a really good product, and I've continued using it and still feel that way. I'm a little worried because it is an expensive oil that I'm going to want to purchase the full size of it. But I'm trying to be better and just invest in my skin, because honestly, I am really happy with how my skin has been doing. I mentioned this in my favorite skincare and body care products from 2018, that I really just want to invest in my skincare and get my skin to the best it can be, because that just makes me feel confident. I prefer when skincare products are affordable, but if it is an expensive product that truly is working and is doing something for my skin, I am willing to invest in it. That is a product that I would definitely be interested in investing in a full size in, because I like it that much. Looks like there might be something up with plum seed oil. It at least is working very well for me. So if you've been curious about that brand, I definitely think it's worth checking out, especially if you have my skin type, where your skin is oily, but like especially during the winter, you do want to make sure you're keeping your skin nice and hydrated. And I honestly use oils on my skin all year round, because even with oily skin, you just don't want your skin to get overly dry and start overproducing oil. That being said, especially for the winter, it really is working super well for me. I have another product from the Petit Boar box. This one is from the December Petit Boar box. And this is the Han Skincare Cosmetics Concealer, and I have the shade in Fair. This is the lightest shade of the concealer. I do like to use this concealer under my eyes. That's my preferred place to apply it. It does work decently on acne spots, but I typically use different concealers on acne versus under my eyes, and this one I just prefer under my eyes. Here's what the shade Fair looks like. It's a pretty good shade match. As you can see, it's actually a fair shade. Yay! And it is a little pink. I would prefer it to be slightly less pink, but it does obviously work well under me. I think my under eyes look pretty good. And what I like about it is pretty full coverage. I've been going back and forth and comparing the Fitglow Conceal Plus, which has become one of my favorite under eye concealers, as well as this one from Han Skincare Cosmetics. And I like the shade of the Fitglow Conceal Plus a little bit better. It's a little bit more fair than the one from Han Skincare Cosmetics, so it's more brightening under my eyes. So if you want a more brightening shade and you're really fair, that concealer from Fitglow is one of the only concealers I have found in Nontoxic Beauty that's actually light enough to be brightening if you have fair skin. But this one is still brightening and it does conceal very well. It also blends out nicely. I can set it with my 14E Prime and Set powder and it, you know, sets everything in place. It doesn't crease too much, it doesn't move around. It really is good and I really have been enjoying it. I traveled with it over the holidays. I was gone for 10 days. That was the only concealer I brought to use under my eyes and I was perfectly happy with it the entire time. So yeah, it really is good. It's probably my favorite, I'll say more affordable concealer, because that is one thing I really appreciate about Han Skincare Cosmetics is it is a more affordable brand. They make really high quality products, but they do try to keep their price point a little bit lower. I think about a year ago, I got one of their eyeshadows in a Petit Vour box as well, one of their single eyeshadows, and I love that, still use it all the time. I've really been impressed by Han Skincare Cosmetics and of course would love to try out more products from them. I know a couple of you asked if I could do a comparison with this concealer and the one from Clove and Hallow. I haven't filmed that yet, so I have a couple questions for you. Would you like me to do a comparison between the Fitglow, the Clove and Hallow, and the Han Skincare Cosmetics all together? And also, would you like for me to include the new Pacifica concealer in that comparison? Because I have ordered the new Pacifica foundation and concealer to try out because I'm really curious and I'm guessing you guys are as well. Would you like me to wait and include that concealer in with the comparison or just to do the Clove and Hallow, Han Skincare, and Fitglow? So let me know that in the comment section down below. So I'm gonna move along. Subscription boxes have just been really good for me recently. I was sent the December Good Being box. It was a really good box. So if you're interested in signing up, I have an affiliate link. So if you'd like to support me, I would really appreciate it if you want to sign up and use that link. I found 2 products from that December Good Being box that I wanted to mention because they're my favorites. And one of them is this deodorant from Ursa Major. This almost went in my 2018 favorites, even though I literally found it in like the last 2 weeks of 2018. But I was like, Kat, you've not owned it enough. You've not used it long enough. You gotta give it more time. So it'll probably end up my 2019 favorites. I would be really surprised if it didn't. This deodorant I picked out in the Good Being box. In the Good Being box, you can normally pick out a couple of products. There's some that are picked for you based off your little survey you fill out. But then you also get to pick some of the products too, which is really awesome. And I really love that about the box, that it really is a customizable box. And I picked this deodorant because I've been wanting to try it. And here's the thing, I was trying out another non-toxic deodorant. It was just not working for me. I'm gonna put it out there. And I feel really bad saying this because they sent me the deodorant. I also purchased one, long story, I purchased one for myself and they sent it to me. It got lost in the mail for a little bit. It's the Type A deodorant. I tried both versions of it. There's a charcoal unscented one and then like a citron scented one. And I tried both of them and they just did not work for me. I passed them along to my husband to see if he can get them to work because he just sweats less than I do and I just sweat a lot. Even if I'm not hot, I am sweating. Like my body just sweats. I have a hard time getting a lot of deodorants to work for me. I tried it for a couple weeks thinking, okay, maybe my body needs to adjust. And even with trying it for a few weeks, it was just not working. Like I was still smelling. And so I got this in the Good Being box and I was like, I'm traveling, like I've got to find a new deodorant. I'm going to Florida. Florida's hot. I'm really gonna sweat. I cannot afford to start smelling. And so I grabbed this and I put it on like the day before we left and was like, wait a minute, I don't smell at all. So I brought this with me and then I also brought a travel size of the Kaya Naturals Takasumi Detox as a backup in case this didn't work for me while I was traveling. But basically, I started using this right before I started traveling and I am still using it now. I love it. This has become one of my favorite deodorants, period. I believe it doesn't contain baking soda. This is the mint and eucalyptus one, so it does have a scent to it, but I love it. It just works really well. I need to purchase a full size of it. I'm hoping to get up to Credo soon. And when I do, I definitely will be purchasing a full size of deodorant. I really want to do a video all about Ursa Major in general because I've been really impressed by the products that I've been trying out and this is no exception. It works. I'd heard a lot of other people say that, but this deodorant definitely works. And it worked immediately too. Like I think if you switch from a purely conventional deodorant to this one, you will need an adjustment period because you need an adjustment period for any natural deodorant. But sometimes even when I switch from natural to natural deodorant, I need an adjustment period, but with that one, it just started working immediately. Okay, and another product that I got in the Good Being box, and this one I didn't pick out, this one just came to me. This is the GB Body Butter. This is a body butter that is infused with magnesium and I have the scent La Paloma. Okay, let me read you the directions. It says, massage into skin for a full day of silky smooth hydration. Apply to aching muscles for post-exercise relief and before bed for a good night's sleep. Okay, so it's not the most hydrating body butter I've discovered. In terms of like hydration for your legs, there are other products that I like better. But I have really been enjoying this because I've actually been working out in the gym. Basically, I injured my toe and it kind of caused me to fall off the exercising bandwagon in general. My husband and I were like, okay, we're gonna start going to the gym regularly in 2019. And I know it's only been a month, but hey, we've been going for a month, which is great. My husband is really into skiing and he's going on a ski trip in February. And he did go skiing during our holiday travels when he was in Buffalo, and you know, he was like, I'm out of shape, like I'm not skiing as well as I normally do. And he's an excellent skier. I'm not a skier, but everyone who is a great skier is like, wow, he's a really good skier, so I'm trusting them. I was like, okay, why don't we figure out some exercises that we can do to help get you in shape for skiing? So we found a ski workout plan online and we've been doing that, and it is rough. Like, it is so rough. It makes sense, but a lot of it is like squats and lunges. It's a very leg intensive workouts, and my legs and his legs too have been so sore. But I really have been enjoying applying this to my legs after exercising, and I can't tell if it's making a huge difference because I don't know how sore I'm going to be with or without it. I really like the idea behind it too, because when I was dancing ballet really regularly in high school, my ballet teacher would always emphasize soaking in Epsom salts, which Epsom salts contain magnesium, and this contains magnesium. She would also swear it was really good for sore muscles. So I've been using this, and I put this on last night, and I did a pretty intense workout last night. So I put this on after I worked out, and my muscles are tired, but they are not that sore. Like, I feel like it does help, and I just really like the ritual of it. And you know what? It's a cool product. I haven't seen many things like this, and I've definitely been enjoying it. So long story short, I really like it. Another product that I have been using and really enjoying has been the 100% Pure Water Foundation. I am wearing this foundation today. I did a review of this foundation earlier this month. I will link that video up above so you can check it out if you haven't already. It's not my all-time favorite foundation, but I do like it, and I have been enjoying wearing it. Like, even once I filmed that video, I have continued wearing it. Not because I need to test it anymore, but just because I do like it. As I mentioned in that video, I am looking forward to using this foundation more in the summer. I think that will be the perfect time for this foundation. But it is nice, and I like it. I like the coverage. I like the long wearingness of it. It's a pretty good foundation. So, and the shade range is better. It is better. It's got 19 shades. It's cruelty-free. It's vegan. It's got a lot of things going for it. I would definitely check it out, especially if you have more oily skin. Drier skin, I don't think this will be the best because it is a little bit more of a matte foundation. If you do have dry skin, you're gonna have to work with it more. You're gonna have to put on moisturizers, face oils, really get your skin nice and hydrated before you use this foundation. It has been a favorite this month. I've got 2 more products. Well, technically 3, but 2 I'm gonna talk about together. And the 2 I'm gonna talk about together are the new Fitglow Beauty Day and Night palettes. I have both of them. I did a first impressions demo using both of them. I will also link that video up above, so you can check it out if you want to see swatches of both of them. I also have swatches on my Instagram too, which is at naturallybeautifulgirl. So I was gonna try and pick a palette to mention in this video because they really have been my favorites, and I couldn't pick just one. So this one here is the Night palette, and I love this one because it's got more shimmers in it. So this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade are all shimmers. This matte brown here is the only matte eyeshadow shade, and then the blush is matte. So I do like the shimmers in this one. I don't love the blush shade as much because it is pretty deep and I have fair skin, so it's a little trickier for me to work with. I like the Day palette a lot too. I'm using all the eyeshadow shades today on my eyes. The blush I'm wearing as well. It's still a little deep for my skin tone. I wish this blush in the Day palette had just been a smidge lighter in tone because it is intense if you have fair skin. Like you definitely need to go in with a light hand, knock your brush off, but you can't get it to work. I think my cheeks look pretty decent. They might be a little over blushed, but not too bad. I really do like both the palettes for different reasons, but here's what I like about them. The eyeshadows are so easy to blend and so easy to work with, and they are more natural shades. They're very brown leaning eyeshadows. I'm getting ready to graduate. I am currently looking for jobs, and as much as I love wearing fun makeup, I am aware that once I leave graduate school, I'm probably going to have to keep my makeup looking a little bit more professional, at least during the week. Let's be honest, I'm going to be rocking all sorts of crazy looks on the weekend because I love that and I want to share that with you guys in videos. During the week, I will need to look professional. And when I think about that, and I think about fast, easy, reliable, professional makeup, I think of these palettes because honestly, the eyeshadows are just so easy to work with. They're so easy to blend. You could even do just one eyeshadow looks really easily with these palettes. Just apply one shade, blend into your crease, and be ready to go. That is a huge plus for me. And I think once I make that transition into the workforce, that these palettes are gonna be ones that I reach for a lot just because of that ease of use. And yes, they are expensive. I do believe they are overpriced, but I do really like the eyeshadow shades. The blushes are not my favorite, just because, like I said, I don't think they're the best shades for someone with really fair skin. And the more I use them, the more I kind of reach that conclusion. Yes, I can make them work. I prefer powder blushes to be ones that are less pigmented and that I can build up rather than ones that are really pigmented and then I have to deal with blending them out. I definitely like these. I would not recommend getting both of them. Think about what you like in eyeshadows. Think about, do you really like those shimmer shades? If you do, go for the night palette. If you really like more matte shades, then go for the day palette. And my final product is also from Fitglow. This is their Fitglow lip serum in the shade Deep. I'm wearing the shade Nudie right now. I would have worn Deep, but I didn't really think it went with my makeup because it's kind of a little bit more warm toned, and Deep is more of a kind of a reddish berry shade. It's like a strawberry shade. That is what I would call it Deep. So here it is swatched on my hand here. I really love the Fitglow lip serums. They're expensive, but they're good. And I'm really glad that I now have the shade Deep. It's just a nice addition to my lip collection because I do like Nudie, but it is nice to have a bit of a deeper version of these lip serums. They're so comfortable, they're so hydrating, they feel great on your lips. The reason I'm wearing them today is my lips are really dry and chapped because it is really cold outside and it has been for a few days, and I put the lip serum on and just instantly my lips felt so much better, which is really what you want. And I like how pigmented these lip glosses are as well. There's definite pigment to them, and so they really give your lips a nice color. They're comfortable, they wear pretty long, and I really like the shade Deep. I brought this with me traveling and I wore this quite a bit. It is just really lovely. You do have to reapply them, but they're easy. I don't know, I don't like lip glosses, but for some reason I do like these. And I also really do want to pick up the shade, I believe it is Root. That's the shade I want to pick up, is Root. Their new kind of more warm toned gloss. I feel like that one would totally complete my collection, but in general, I've really been loving this. I feel like I had a lot of really awesome favorites for this month. Like I said, it's kind of been a month of favorites, but I'm not complaining. So if you enjoyed seeing this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, check out my Instagram. I'll have my handle down below. I'm at naturallybeautifulgirl. I try to post lots of swatches and just mini reviews and other content on there. So if you want to see more of me, see more non-toxic beauty content, be sure to check out my Instagram. Also, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see more of my videos, and hit the bell button so you're notified of when I post. I try to post 2 days a week, typically Wednesday and Sunday. Sometimes I get a little bit off, but I aim for 2 days a week. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.